Good evening. You're watching Ghosts on the Coast. For this special episode, we're going to dip way back into the archives to 2010 when we investigated the Proprietary house. Brett behind the camera and I, we used to work at the Proprietary house as volunteers. We were there for about 4 years, and we investigated a lot. And this was before we had any group. This is pre-Haunted Travels, pre-Ghosts on the Coast, just a bunch of us volunteers. After meetings, after events, we'd hang around and ghost hunt with whoever was nearby. So we have 3 recordings we're going to play for you. Again, these are from 2010, so they're nearly 6 years old now. These are EVPs. They're not even spirit boxes. We didn't even have a spirit box. This is literally bare bones, just starting out, camera, tape recorder, and hopefully common sense, which is the third tool that we have. We've captured a lot of recordings over the years. Some of them we've debunked, but these 3 are the ones that pretty much stand out. 2 of them are really good. 1 of them is just okay, but we're going to play them for you anyway. Now, this first one that we have here is a scream. It's not even an EVP. The guys heard this with their own ears. This was December 21st, 2010, so the night of the winter solstice. It was me, Brett, our friend Jeff Huber, who's a historical consultant for Ghosts on the Coast right now, and a couple of his friends from Pennsylvania joined us. Now, they had never ghost hunted before, ever. Brand new, went up there, 3rd floor staircase, up on the landing, and they heard a scream come from the room inside. Now, this would have been up near the attic. No electronics, no animals, just them and whatever else from the other side might have joined them. I'm not going to play the whole recording for you. It's about 40 seconds long. We're going to cut in a couple seconds to the actual scream itself. But the one thing we want you to know is that these guys, despite never having done anything like this before, they did not move and they did not freak out when they heard this scream. Now, Brett and I, at this point, we were still very new ourselves. We'd probably only been doing this for about a year. I don't know if I would have been up there, up in the dark, top of the steps, had I heard this scream. I don't know if I would have stayed perfectly quiet. These guys were pros. About a few seconds after this, there are some choice words, but we're going to cut that out, and we're going to play this scream for you. The Proprietary house was built in 1762. It was the former home of the royal governor, William Franklin, who was Benjamin Franklin's son. As I said before, Brett and I worked there for a few years. We had some good times, right?
We did.
And we left after the people became scarier than the ghosts. But that being said, we have this recording for you. December 21st, 2010, a scream up on the 3rd floor landing. Take a listen. Well, that recording was the scream for a while. That was our best recording until we started volunteering at Strauss Mansion and acquired the Spirit Box. Then some of those are a little bit better. In case I didn't mention before, the guys that recorded that are Brian Otto and Brad Schultz, paranormal enthusiasts, but at the time, again, they were total rookies, and they ended up getting what was for about 4 or 5 years one of our best pieces of evidence. Now, this next one, this is also the Proprietary house. I'll check the date on this one. This is 2011, and this was taken in the kitchen down in the basement. Now, I'm going to play this for you. It's looped on here a couple times, and the previous recording was also looped a few times. This one here, we think we know what it says. The guy that recorded this is Tom Gilissi, and he was a trustee along with myself for a few years there, and he's since moved to Massachusetts, and he's a part of a pretty big paranormal group up there. But we recorded this during the middle of restoration. We were joining a couple guys that were painting. We would go and help out in painting and restoring the place. And we captured this recording one night when we were done. You're going to hear a kid's voice say, "Damn." This was one of his friends that had joined us. You're going to hear a hushed paranormal voice, an EVP, if you will. And then you're going to hear Tom's voice say, "I think it's too many people," because we had a few people there, and it was getting kind of noisy. So in between that, there is a 4 or 5 syllable sound, an EVP. We think we know what it says. However, when I go around giving lectures about the paranormal, I play this. You could have a room of 10 different people. You could play this, and they will each hear something different. You get 10 different people, 10 different things. So we're going to play this for you. You be the judge on what you think it says, but after we do play it a few times here, I'll tell you what we think it says and also the context that it was recorded.
Damn.
There's too many people. Damn. There's too many people. Damn. There's too many people. Damn. There's too many people. Damn. There's too many people.
Now that you've heard that recording a few times, we'll give you what we think it says. Again, this was during restoration and painting, and shortly before we captured this EVP, Tom's friend remarked, "I hope the ghosts like the painting that we're doing. We hope the ghosts like the restoration work that's going on." And we think then that the EVP sound there says, "I like it, something to that effect. Now you can rewind this back in your YouTube. We're not going to play it again. You can, just skip backward a little bit if you want to hear it again. Now, the K in like is not a hard K, so people have listened to it and they said, well, we don't think it's that, but we do think it's something paranormal. I think everyone agrees this is a classic EVP, but as is the case with a lot of EVPs, we have different interpretations. And if you heard that sound, that is my cat rummaging around the kitchen. So again, context is everything, but you be the judge, but I think we can all agree that there's definitely something there. And this last recording here, this is back to 2010. This was the same night as the first recording. This was up again on the staircase, which we worked a couple of those pictures into this documentary so that you can see just what the stairs would have looked like. This is just a very simple hey. People expect EVPs to be very long, full sentences like they see on TV. That's not the case. If we're very lucky, an EVP might just be 1 or 2 words. This one is a hey. I'm going to play this from the beginning in a couple seconds, and it's about 8 seconds in. We were asking who was joining us. You're going to hear Brett's voice, a 2010 version of Brett's voice say, "How about a woman?" Because we were asking, are you a man, are you a woman, a child? And you're going to hear a whisper, kind of an eerie whisper, say, "Hey." Take a listen.
How about a woman?
Well, that's going to do it for our episode tonight. We just wanted to give you a little glimpse into our past here, what it was like to ghost hunt before the spirit boxes and the Ovilus and all that. It's very easy for us now. We just turn the thing on. We can communicate voice to voice. But back in the day, you had to, set up your tape recorder or even your old camera, and you really would not know if you captured anything until you got home and played it back later. It was a lot more difficult than that. This was, again, the Proprietary House of Perth Amboy, New Jersey. This recording was captured by myself and Brett. The previous two, Brian Otto, Brad Schultz, and also Tom Gilissi, we want to credit them as well. Thank you very much for watching. If we ever find any more of the old clips, we will do another one of these. These were on my personal YouTube from over 5 years ago. I can't believe it. I did not have this 5 years ago, what I do now. Deep into the archives we went. We hope you enjoyed, and if you hear something that we miss on here or you want to chime in, please leave us a comment in the section below. For Ghosts on the Coast, I'm Greg Caggiano. Brett Bodner is behind the camera, and we will see you next time.